Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm Talion Trevere, and this is Speedpaint Sunday, where, as usual, I have an hour to draw a landscape. This one is quite simple, compositionally speaking, but and also in terms of like the color palette, it's all pretty orange. But the tricky part is again, there's these like it's this crazy lighting because we have these stone pillars that normally I would do in kind of like a bluish, grayish kind of color scheme, but right now they're like all covered in this orange light. So it's kind of tricky to figure out what the exact resulting light is, or rather the exact color. Although, full disclosure, when I was making the thumbnail for this video, I did color pick some colors from here. So I do kind of know what colors they are. I normally try to avoid that because it feels like cheating, but oh my pen, what are you doing? All right, I guess that's good enough probably. But yeah, this time I did kind of have a peek. All right, let's sketch this out a little bit. This is the kind of landscape where it doesn't really matter that much if I get everything super precise. I could just kind of fudge most of this and get away with it pretty well. I think this one's more about the colors than the shapes. What is this? Pen, please. There are some details in here, like the structures on the side of this and whatnot. I'm not sure if I'll really get to that. They're not super duper important, in my opinion. I don't know if there's really much point in trying to sketch in the clouds. Clouds are there. Clouds will happen at some point. Let's just go right in with the color. I think I'm gonna try to do, let me just fill everything in one color first. Get a great big brush. That's way too dark. Is that okay? More pink, I think. That's not really right. Let me split it into the sky and the kind of foreground. The sky is more yellowy. I just start with like a bright yellow there and get more pink as we go up. That's brighter than the original, but honestly, I kind of want that. Let's exaggerate it a little bit just for fun. For the sky, we want to kind of blend things in a little bit. And on the edges, I want to go even more pink. Like that, maybe? Just get a big brush and like kind of lightly, well, it's blending out the, here, I can lock the transparency, and then I think it won't blend into the transparent bits as much. I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff, but I really like doing it. So I'm really tempted to just keep working away at this sky part. It's very fun. But I must resist. I must go draw something else at some point. All right, let's put in the ground here. I think I'm going to try to go with this sort of color, which looks to me like a light pink. Maybe I'll just take it from here. That actually looks pretty close, I think. Maybe, is this an okay color? Yeah, that actually, I think, fits pretty well. More pink. Like that, maybe? Ah, no, not quite there. I think like that. Okay. And then I think I'm actually just going to take a watercolor brush and just blend this edge. Just to make it more hazy. All right. And now let's start putting in some more of, oops. Let's try putting in some of these rock formations, I guess. All right, so like I said, I did kind of color pick this a little bit, and I know that that is actually red. It's like a middle red sort of color. Except I want to put that on a different layer. That's not quite it. That's closer, maybe a little bit more towards the purple end. Something like that, sort of, kinda. Mm. Except like this still looks bluer. I think it's because it might be just less saturated. That looks pretty good, actually. That's maybe a little bit too much even. I think that's pretty good. Let me put my sketch back in. And again, the exact shapes of these things don't really matter. Yeah, the rocks above the fog is really cool. I really like this landscape, especially with this sunset lighting. It just looks really nice. It's going to be a little bit trickier because I would like to kind of vary the values of all these, because like this one, for instance, is kind of the most in focus, the most out of the fog, and therefore it's like its color isn't as affected as much. And like these two are more like in the mist, whereas these in the back are like totally fading away. So I would like to kind of adjust for that. I could just try to actually just use like a lighter brush and just put them in more transparently, but that doesn't look that great. I can try to just keep going towards more closer to the background color, except that went way too far. Yeah, that's a good color for that. Maybe I should have done these on separate layers. Oops. Ah, well. And then, of course, I have to consider all this greenery and stuff that's on top of these, but I'll just leave it out for now and add it later. Um, and this, I'll just take my watercolor brush and just erase it. Whoa. Kind of like that. You know what? I probably should have put them all in and then started erasing stuff. Let's go for another even lighter color for the other ones here. Pen, please. What is it doing? It's haunted again. It's terrible. I thought I had fixed this. Why is everything always so haunted around here? I mean, I know it's kind of just the way it goes, but it does get a little bit frustrating sometimes. That's an okay color for this, I think. Then let me put these ones back here on their own separate layer. It's a good color. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it should be a little bit more kind of purpley. Mm. Kind of. I don't know. These colors are really hard. It's the one that I've been using here. Yeah, this color. I don't like it. That's better, sorta. All right, I'm gonna go with that for now. All right, let's get some erasing in there. These as well. Oh, oops. That's the trouble of putting things on the same layer because I don't want to erase this one. Just gonna be really careful around here. All right. I feel like these relative colors are kind of weird. I'm gonna go in with more of maybe like an orangey light sort of color and put in some highlights on these, maybe? Maybe that'll help. What kind of color would that be? Hello, the fluffy one has arrived. She wants to see what I'm doing, as always. I don't know, maybe something like this. Yes, it is the kitty. It is a little fluffy gremlin. She hears me talking to people and immediately is like, I need to be part of this. That's okay. Hey, no moving my camera, please. I need that for streaming purposes. It doesn't quite match the picture, but I think it works for the vibe. Although I think maybe before I do this, I should get more overall colors in here. Because like, for instance, up here, I think it gets to a much more saturated, like red pink color. And like around here, there's like kind of purple going on. So I'm going to try to do that. Just lock the transparency here and then kind of try to mess with it. That's not right. Like that? Sorta? There's all this stuff happening up here, but I'm going to leave that for later. I don't know if I'll get to it. That's more details. Yeah, I think adding more of this darker red color is really helping bring that out. Let's just kind of lightly brush more of that in here. Like maybe I just need more of this red in general. Just make everything more red. Yeah, I feel like that's helping. I know I'm kind of destroying my details, but I'll come back for that. Just kind of around the edge of this one, I feel like. Nope. Lock the transparency again. I feel like these are going to need a different color. Okay, and then in this particularly dark one, that needs a particularly dark shadow as well. Like that, maybe? No, that doesn't really seem like the right color. Feels like it needs to be more purpley than red, but I'm pretty sure it's not actually purple, which makes this very annoying. Like this is just turning out brown. I can try to make it actually more purple, but I don't know if that's going to be the right move. I don't know, maybe. It's a really tricky color. I feel like every time I do these, I'm just doing these like, you know, those like color illusion things, like the which color is the dress and whatever. It's very difficult. I'm trying. Oh boy. I feel like it doesn't quite match the original, but it still looks fine by itself. Yeah, yes, I'm trying to learn. Hopefully I'll get it one day. I really should have put these two pillars on separate layers. Oh well. I don't want to bother with it now. Like over on this side, it's a totally another color here. Like it just gets really pink. I just get like just go really pink. Oh, that actually looks kind of awesome. But again, it feels like it should be purplier, and it's just not working. It's a little bit weird to me that it feels like the sides that are away from the light almost feel like they have more light to them. Because I guess the parts that are towards this are just more in shadow because the actual light is coming from behind all of these pillars. They're kind of like weirdly backlit. I put more of this pink light on other places too, just because I think it looks cool. Yep. It's a little bit awkward on these ones that are fading. Oh, oops, this one's still. Yes, meow, hi. Stop clawing things, please. Try to put in a little bit more subtly in some other places. Oh, oops. No, I don't like how that turned out actually. I guess maybe I can use it for these things. Nah, no, that doesn't look good. Oh gosh, where'd my other colors go? Which color was this? I think this is the color that I was using to shade things here before. All right. All right, kind of like that. This one definitely needs to be orangier. And actually kind of all of them maybe. So we're about halfway through our time. I want to put in these other mountains real quick. Put them on this layer here. And these are pretty orange. Actually, let me grab maybe one of my previous colors. Is this going to be a decent color for that? Almost. I think it needs to be even orangier. Yeah, kind of like that. Put my sketch back for this too. And also I'll need to remember to put that sun in at some point. Okay, so these other ones in here, I think I might put in with an even lighter color. For now, let me just go ahead and blend these in into the fog. All right, and there's also this bit of actual ground here that I want to put in at some point. So this one is originally green grass, but of course, in this lighting, nothing actually looks green. I feel like these actually didn't turn out orange enough. I'm gonna keep putting in some of these other little bits. That's too bright relative to everything else. Actually, maybe I can just change these. Is that a better color? It's definitely lighter. I want it to be like slightly more saturated, maybe? Yeah, I like that. There we go. That's better. I'm going to save that color for a sec, and I'm just going to go ahead and put in the sun, just for a little bit of reference of where it's supposed to be. So this is clearly not lined up with the sun in the original picture, but that's all right. Mine is going to be shifted to the right ever so slightly. Whatever. Who cares? All right. And I'm actually going to go around this. Also some, oh. Some more bright yellows, just to kind of blend it in more. Oops. Once again, tempted to spend all of my time on the sky. I should not do that. I will not do that. Just a little bit more. Just a little. Just as a treat for me. Okay, I don't think I have time to do all the stuff that I want to do. So I might have to speed things along a little bit. I do think that the clouds are important, though. All right, hang on. Let me, real quick, put in like the little rays of light coming out of the sun. This is not light enough. All right. I think that will probably do. I'm gonna try to put in some of these other islands and stuff, and then do the clouds, because I think the clouds are very important. And then after that, if I have time, I want to go back and put in this area and maybe put in, you know, the trees and the grass and whatnot. Okay, but yeah, islands first, I think. Oops. I don't think that's really the right color for this. Maybe it just needs to be lighter. It's not correct. So I want to start with this original color and then just kind of make it more faded. Maybe like that. It still just feels like too intense. But you know what? I'm going to go with it for now. I think this pillar is like too high, but whatever. It is what it is now. Ooh, that's looking really nice, actually. And I also actually kind of want to put in this bit here. Actually, even this bridge. It's weird that I'm kind of blending in these two layers together with each other, but whatever. Hello, welcome to the stream. That makes me really want to put in this other bridge and this other stuff in here too, but I'm running so short on time. All right, cloud time. We need clouds. Clouds are non-negotiable. It's a good cloud color. It's maybe a little bit too much. For clouds, I think we can start with the watercolor brush. This needs to be more red. And back to the orange. feel like maybe I made these pillars too tall also, because my clouds are kind of getting too a little bit um, squished, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. All right, let's put in some lighter yellows. Let me even get in with this super bright yellow. I think I need to go with the softer brush. These are clouds after all. They are the very definition of soft. I feel like I need to blend them more too. Get our like medium cloud color. Get some tracing in there too. I don't love how these clouds are coming out. Then these back here are going into more of like the pinks and purples. Uh-oh, we're very low on time. Get some of that yellow in there as well. If I can with these. All right, I need the harder brush for that. Just not really a fan of how these clouds are turning out, which is sad, because normally I really like drawing clouds. But these are just, I don't know, I feel like they came out too dark. Not fluffy enough. And they don't have enough pink in them. Like they just came out too dark orange. Maybe if I just really take like a bright pink, I can blend it in there a little bit. I feel like that's not going to help though. All right, well, I don't really have time, so I'm going to give up on the clouds for now. I think they do their job. They're not great, but they look like clouds. I am going to try to put in the ground real quick. What the heck kind of color is that? Is it just like gray? Hmm. It's honestly actually not too far from the color of the surrounding rock. Oh boy. And I want to get in this one as well. Hmm. Oh, and I never did get a chance to put in the highlights that I wanted. Oh well. Hmm. I guess I just go yellow for these. Oof. See, even this like yellowy color comes out looking really green um next to all these reds. So even that's like too green. That's very cool to see. Like you can see how this is like a kind of beige or like not beige, but like kind of a light brownish, tannish sort of color. But it comes out looking super green like this. Yeah, I think that's about right. So take something like that and then just basically uh, make it fade away into the mist. Even that I think is maybe too green. So kind of cool to see though. There should be also more of this stuff here in the middle, but I didn't really leave enough space for it, so I'm just going to leave it out. Now I wonder if I can use the same color, or at least a similar one, for up here. Not really. I think this needs to be much more saturated. Maybe on this one as well. Oh, what was that? Oh, I'm accidentally pressing down some kind of key with my arm. Whoops, my bad. Hmm. Like that maybe, but it's not. It doesn't feel warm enough. Like I feel like I need just more. I don't know, more reds. Yeah, shade it with like this sort of color. Oh, oops. Yeah, like that, I guess. Like this, the color isn't green in the slightest, but it looks correct, which is really fun. All right. Well, we're just about out of time. Uh, Let me maybe just take this color and put in a little bit of this stuff. Oh, it's close enough. Now, can I put in some of these trees maybe? Just gonna take a new layer. No, you know what? More than the trees, I want to put more shading on the rock pillars, especially this one. Can I get some like, I don't know, would this yellow be okay? Sorta. Oops. Let's lock the transparency on that again. This one in particular, I feel like needs to be really like in the light here. Like that. Can I put a little bit of that on these maybe? I mean, I don't know how accurate it is to the original, but it does look cool, so I'm not going to complain. Oops. Okay, I really would like to put these trees in, but I don't think there's time for that. Oops. Ah. What else was I trying to do? Right, I really wanted to lighten this up. That was a good color for that. Art is really cool. Ah, pen, please. Ugh. Mm, I don't know how I feel about all this, but I'm out of time, and I think that's as good as we're going to get. That was a really fun one. There's some crazy colors. I feel like these turned out bad. Like these, the highlight color just doesn't match the base color. It just looks really awkward. Same for this one here. These I think I'm more satisfied with. But like overall, the general vibe is really good, I think. Um, wow. Yeah, this was a cool one. I really enjoyed this one. I'm kind of disappointed about the clouds though, because I feel like usually I'm pretty good at drawing clouds, but these kind of got away from me a little bit. Um, but yeah, regardless of the result, I definitely had a fun time trying to figure this one out. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you for coming. Hopefully that was, a little bit informative as well as entertaining. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next week for the next installment, and also throughout the week for more games. I will be continuing Greece and maybe hopefully finishing it. And then after that, I'm planning to start A Date with Death, which is a little bit different than other stuff I've done on this channel, I feel like. But yeah, it should be fun. All right. See you guys next week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thank you for coming again. Bye.